Growing plants in containers doesn't mean you're limited to high-maintenance flowers that demand constant attention. Desert-adapted succulents offer something remarkable, stunning visual appeal combined with minimal care requirements. These remarkable plants actually perform better in pots than many traditional garden favorites, and the reason makes perfect sense once you understand their natural habitat. I'm Sam, and here on Seniors Gardening Advice, we focus on practical gardening wisdom that works for real people with real lives. Right now, we're exploring 8 exceptional succulent varieties that flourish in container environments. But first, if you appreciate straightforward gardening guidance without unnecessary complications, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. The like button helps more gardening enthusiasts discover these helpful tips, and I genuinely want to hear about your experiences with container succulents in the comments below. Your insights help build our community of practical gardeners.
Let's talk about why succulents dominate when it comes to container gardening success. These plants evolved in arid regions where water scarcity shaped every aspect of their biology. Their thick, fleshy leaves function as water storage tanks, allowing them to survive extended dry periods that would devastate conventional plants. Container environments present unique challenges. Pots and planters dry out significantly faster than traditional garden beds. Water drains through quickly, and the limited soil volume heats up rapidly under direct sunlight. For most plants, these conditions create stress. For succulents, these same conditions mirror their native environment. According to gardening expert Jennifer Martinez, landscape supervisor at Riverside Botanical Gardens, shallow-rooted succulents adapt effortlessly to container restrictions. Their root systems naturally develop in compact formations, making them ideal candidates for pot culture. Temperature management becomes simpler with containerized succulents, too. Most varieties prefer warmth but lack cold tolerance. When winter arrives, you simply move your containers indoors rather than watching your garden plants succumb to frost. This flexibility extends your growing season indefinitely. The aesthetic possibilities multiply when you combine different succulent varieties in mixed containers. Contrasting leaf textures, varied growth patterns, and diverse color palettes create living sculptures that require minimal intervention. Now, let's examine 8 outstanding succulent varieties that excel in container settings. Each brings unique characteristics to your garden while maintaining the low-maintenance reputation that makes succulents so appealing.
Plant 1. Snake plant. The snake plant, scientifically known as Sansevieria trifasciata, earns its place as the ultimate beginner-friendly succulent. Those distinctive upright leaves, banded in green and yellow patterns, create architectural interest that works in both modern and traditional settings. Dorothy Chen, master gardener and creator of Desert Garden Solutions, calls snake plants practically indestructible for new gardeners. Their tolerance for neglect borders on remarkable. Forget to water for weeks? Your snake plant won't hold it against you. Light requirements for snake plants demonstrate their adaptability. They thrive in indirect sunlight streaming through south-facing or east-facing windows. However, unlike many succulents that sulk in dim conditions, snake plants tolerate low-light environments surprisingly well. This makes them perfect for indoor spaces that don't receive abundant natural light. The primary danger with snake plants involves overwatering. Their thick, fleshy leaves store substantial moisture reserves. When soil remains constantly wet, root rot develops quickly. Allow the soil to dry completely between watering sessions. During winter months, you might water only once monthly. Snake plants grow steadily, reaching heights between 2 and 4 feet with spreads of 1 to 2 feet. They work beautifully as corner specimens or as vertical elements in mixed succulent arrangements. For container selection, choose pots with adequate drainage holes. Terracotta pots work exceptionally well because their porous nature allows excess moisture to evaporate through the pot walls. Use a sandy, well-draining potting mix specifically formulated for cactus and succulents. Snake plants thrive in USDA hardiness zones 9 through 11. In cooler regions, treat them as container plants that spend summers outdoors and winters in protected indoor locations. Share your snake plant experiences in the comments. Do you have any growing in low-light corners of your home? We'd love to hear what's working for you.
Plant 2. Jade Plant. The jade plant, or Crassula ovata, brings a tree-like presence to container gardens despite its succulent classification. Those glossy, oval leaves create dense foliage that looks increasingly impressive as the plant matures. Occasionally, you'll be rewarded with delicate white or pink flower clusters. Robert Thompson, horticulture specialist and founder of Succulent World Nursery, notes that jade plants have become ubiquitous in modern homes for good reason. They represent the ultimate low-maintenance houseplant option. Despite eventually reaching heights of 3 to 6 feet, jade plants adapt well to pot culture. Their growth rate remains moderate, and they respond well to pruning if you want to maintain a more compact form or encourage branching. The jade plant's primary requirement involves proper drainage. These succulents absolutely despise wet feet. When roots sit in soggy soil, problems develop rapidly. Choose containers with multiple drainage holes and use a fast-draining potting medium. Light preferences lean toward full sun exposure. Jade plants develop their best form and deepest leaf coloration when receiving abundant bright light. Insufficient light causes leggy growth and pale leaves. South-facing windows provide ideal indoor conditions. Watering frequency depends on environmental conditions. During active growth periods in spring and summer, water when the top inch of soil feels dry. In winter, reduce watering substantially. These plants enter a semi-dormant phase during shorter days and cooler temperatures. Jade plants suit USDA zones 11 through 12 for year-round outdoor culture. In other regions, enjoy them as patio plants during warm months and bring them indoors before frost threatens. One fascinating aspect of jade plant care involves their preference for being slightly pot-bound. Don't rush to repot just because roots fill the current container. They often perform better when somewhat restricted.
Plant 3, Aloe Vera. Aloe vera, scientifically designated as Aloe barbadensis Miller, combines practical utility with ornamental appeal. Those spiny, slender leaves contain the famous healing gel used for minor burns and skin irritations. But beyond its medicinal properties, aloe vera makes an excellent container plant. According to Susan Richards, master gardener and creator of Arid Gardens Nursery, aloe vera seems to genuinely prefer pot culture. Their roots appreciate the confined, snug environment that containers provide. Growth patterns remain manageable, with mature plants reaching 12 to 36 inches in height and 6 to 12 inches in width. The upright, spreading leaves create an attractive fountain-like form. Light requirements favor full sun exposure, though aloe tolerates partial sun conditions. Watch your plant's behavior carefully. When aloe doesn't receive adequate light, the leaves begin stretching toward the light source, creating an unbalanced, leaning appearance. Rotate your container regularly to encourage even growth. Watering practices should err on the side of too little rather than too much. Allow soil to dry thoroughly between watering sessions. Aloe stores substantial moisture in those thick leaves, providing reserves during dry periods. During winter dormancy, reduce watering to minimal levels. Soil selection matters significantly for aloe success. Use sandy, acidic potting mixes that drain rapidly. Standing water kills aloe plants faster than anything else. Some growers add extra perlite or coarse sand to commercial cactus mixes to improve drainage further. Aloe vera thrives in USDA hardiness zones 10 through 12. In cooler climates, container culture allows you to provide protection during cold months. These plants tolerate brief temperature drops, but suffer damage from prolonged freezing conditions. One bonus with aloe vera involves propagation ease. Mature plants produce offset pups around their base. These can be separated and potted individually, giving you new plants to expand your collection or share with friends.
Plant 4, Burro's Tail. Burro's tail, known botanically as Sedum morgananium, delivers something completely different in succulent containers. This trailing variety brings movement and drama that contrasts beautifully with upright specimens. The common name references the plant's appearance. Long, cascading stems covered in plump, overlapping leaves resemble donkey tails. According to Jennifer Martinez, the branching structure and trailing habit make Burro's tail unmistakable. Those stems can cascade several feet beyond the pot rim. This growth characteristic makes Burro's tail perfect for hanging baskets or containers placed on elevated surfaces where the trails can drape naturally. The visual effect resembles a living waterfall of blue-green foliage. Care requirements remain refreshingly simple. Burro's tail ranks among the easiest succulents to maintain successfully. Susan Richards emphasizes that this variety loves well-draining soil and performs beautifully with indirect sunlight. While Burro's tail tolerates full sun in cooler climates, partial shade works better in hot regions. Too much intense sunlight can cause leaf burn, especially during peak summer heat. Bright, indirect light produces the healthiest growth. Watering follows the standard succulent approach. Allow soil to dry between watering sessions, then water thoroughly until excess drains from the pot bottom. During winter, reduce watering frequency significantly. One important handling note: those plump leaves detach easily when touched. This isn't necessarily problematic. Detached leaves can root and create new plants, but frequent disturbance can leave your trails looking sparse and unattractive. Position Burro's tail where it won't be bumped or brushed regularly. The plant reaches lengths of 1 to 4 feet with spreads of 1 to 2 feet. Growth remains relatively slow, so patience pays off when developing dramatic specimens. Burro's tail grows in USDA zones 10 through 11. Container culture suits this plant perfectly, since you can easily protect it from cold weather by moving it indoors.
Plant 5. Echeveria Lola. Echeveria Lola represents hybrid breeding at its finest. This cultivar produces compact rosettes in gorgeous pastel shades, soft purples, pinks, and blue-greens that look almost artificial in their perfection. Robert Thompson points out that the neat rosette formation helps this variety maintain attractive proportions in containers. Unlike some succulents that stretch or sprawl, Echeveria Lola keeps its tidy shape. Size remains modest, with plants reaching only 3 to 6 inches in height and 5 to 6 inches across. This compact habit makes Lola ideal for small containers, dish gardens, or as part of mixed succulent arrangements. The color intensity varies based on environmental conditions. Stress factors like bright light and cool temperatures intensify the pastel hues, creating more dramatic coloring. This controlled stress benefits the plant rather than harming it. Light preferences favor bright, indirect conditions. Direct afternoon sun in hot climates can cause leaf burn, but insufficient light leads to stretching and pale coloration. East-facing exposure works beautifully, providing morning sun and afternoon protection. Watering requirements follow standard succulent guidelines, but with extra emphasis on drainage. These rosettes channel water toward their centers, where prolonged moisture encourages crown rot. Water at the soil level, rather than over the foliage. Sandy, well-draining soil mixtures suit Echeveria Lola perfectly. Some growers use pure pumice, or mix equal parts potting soil, coarse sand, and perlite for optimal drainage. This variety handles USDA zones 9 through 12. The cold tolerance improves slightly compared to some succulents, but protection remains necessary during frost events. Echeveria Lola occasionally produces tall flower stalks, topped with coral pink blooms. These flowering displays add another dimension to the plant's appeal, though some growers remove the stalks to maintain the rosette symmetry. If you're growing Echeveria varieties, drop a comment about which cultivars perform best for you. The genus offers dozens of beautiful options.
Plant 6. Pig's Ear Plant.
The pig's ear plant, scientifically called cotyledon or biculata, brings unique foliage characteristics to container arrangements. Those fleshy oval leaves clump together in formations that justify the common name. They do resemble pig ears in shape and substance. This drought-resistant variety thrives in pot culture, offering excellent textural contrast when combined with other desert plants. Jennifer Martinez recommends, when creating mixed succulent containers, focus on diverse colors, sizes, and textures. Pig ear plant provides that textural element perfectly. The silvery gray leaves often display red edges, particularly when exposed to bright light and cooler temperatures. This color accent enhances the plant's ornamental value substantially. Growth potential exceeds many compact succulents, with mature specimens reaching 4 feet in height and 3 feet across. However, containerized plants typically stay smaller due to root restriction, and the growth rate remains slow enough that size management isn't problematic. Pig ear plants prefer full sun, but tolerate partial shade reasonably well. In extremely hot climates, afternoon protection prevents leaf scorch. The thick, waxy leaf coating provides natural sun protection. Water requirements remain minimal. Like most succulents, pig ear plants store moisture in their fleshy tissues. Water deeply but infrequently, allowing complete soil drying between applications. Overwatering causes root rot faster than any other problem. Choose sandy, well-draining soil formulated for succulents and cacti. Good drainage prevents the soggy conditions these plants cannot tolerate. The plant produces tubular flowers in shades of orange, red, or yellow on tall stalks. These blooms attract hummingbirds and add seasonal interest beyond the foliage appeal. Pig ear plant grows in USDA zones 9 through 12. Container culture provides flexibility for gardeners in cooler regions who want to enjoy this distinctive succulent.
Plant 7. Zebra plant. The zebra plant, properly known as Haworthia fasciata, delivers instant visual impact through its distinctive striping. Thick, dark green leaves marked with horizontal white stripes create a pattern that explains the common name perfectly. Susan Richards describes zebra plants as exceptionally easygoing when it comes to light requirements. They need very little water to remain happy and healthy, making them ideal for gardeners who travel frequently or occasionally forget watering duties. Size remains compact, with plants reaching only 3 to 5 inches in both height and spread. This petite habit makes zebra plants perfect for small containers, windowsill gardens, or as ground cover elements in larger mixed arrangements. Despite being succulents, zebra plants tolerate lower light levels better than many relatives. They grow naturally in partial shade under larger plants in their native habitat. This adaptability makes them suitable for spaces that don't receive direct sunlight. Container selection should prioritize drainage. Choose pots with adequate drainage holes to prevent water accumulation. Terracotta works excellently, but any material functions fine provided water can escape freely. Watering frequency stays low. During active growth in spring and summer, water when soil dries completely. In winter, reduce watering to monthly or even less frequently. These plants enter dormancy and require minimal moisture. Sandy, well-draining potting mix provides the ideal growing medium. Some growers add extra pumice or perlite to commercial cactus mixes for improved drainage characteristics. Zebra plants occasionally produce small tubular flowers on thin stalks. While not particularly showy, these blooms add a delicate touch to the plant's overall appearance. The variety thrives in USDA zones 9 through 11. Container culture suits zebra plants perfectly since their compact size and modest root systems fit well in small pots. One interesting characteristic involves their propagation method.
Zebra plants produce offsets or pups at their base, which can be separated and grown as new plants. This natural division provides an easy way to expand your collection.
Plant 8, Ghost Plant, scientifically designated as Graptopedilum paraguayense, closes our container succulent collection with ethereal beauty. The rosette-shaped form features fleshy leaves in opalescent shades that shift color based on environmental conditions, a truly magical characteristic. Robert Thompson explains that leaf coloration changes depending on light exposure, temperature, and even water availability. The same plant might appear powder blue, lavender, or peachy pink throughout the seasons. This color-shifting quality occurs because of specialized pigments called anthocyanins that develop in response to environmental stress. Rather than indicating problems, these color changes demonstrate the plant's healthy adaptation. Growth habit remains moderate, with plants reaching 6 to 12 inches in height but spreading 2 to 3 feet across. The spreading characteristic makes Ghost Plant excellent for ground cover in larger containers or as a trailing element in mixed arrangements. Star-shaped flowers appear on tall stalks, adding another layer of beauty to indoor or outdoor spaces. These blooms typically emerge in white or pale yellow, creating a lovely contrast against the colorful foliage. Light tolerance ranges from full sun to partial shade. Jennifer Martinez notes that Ghost Plant handles more variable conditions than many succulents. While not particularly cold-hardy, it withstands occasional freezing temperatures that would damage more tender varieties. Watering practices follow the universal succulent rule. Water thoroughly when soil dries completely, then wait for the next drying cycle. During winter dormancy, reduce watering substantially. Always choose containers with drainage holes. Ghost Plant, like all succulents, cannot tolerate standing water around its roots. Sandy, well-draining soil formulations work best. The variety grows in USDA zones 9 through 11. Container culture allows gardeners in cooler regions to enjoy Ghost Plant by moving pots indoors during cold months. Propagation occurs easily through leaf cuttings or rosette division. Detached leaves root readily when laid on dry soil, creating new plantlets at their base, a simple way to multiply your collection.
Container gardening with succulents opens endless possibilities for creating drought-resistant, low-maintenance displays. These 8 varieties represent just the beginning of what's available to practical gardeners. Remember the key principles: well-draining soil, adequate drainage holes, careful watering that allows soil to dry between sessions, and appropriate light exposure for each variety. Master these basics, and your container succulents will thrive for years. I'm Sam from Seniors Gardening Advice, and I appreciate you spending this time learning about container-perfect succulents. If you found this information valuable, share it with fellow gardening enthusiasts who might benefit from these practical tips. Subscribe to our channel for more straightforward gardening guidance without unnecessary complications. Drop a comment sharing which succulent varieties you're growing successfully. Your experiences help everyone in our community. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and enjoy the simple satisfaction that container gardening brings to daily life.